national security, and governance turmoil. Good morning. We begin with a deep dive into the alarming security situation and the major political turmoil dominating the headlines this Tuesday morning. The insecurity crisis, Kebbi and Kwara attacks. The nation is once again gripped by fear following a fresh wave of banditry. The most distressing report comes from Kebbi State, where armed bandits attacked the Government Girls Comprehensive Senior Secondary School, MAGA, abducting at least 25 students and tragically killing the school's vice principal. This incident has drawn immediate comparisons to the horrific Chibok and Dapchi abductions, sparking outrage across the country and prompting an urgent response from the presidency. President Tinubu has since directed Vice President Kashim Shettima to lead a delegation to Kebbi State to commiserate with the victims' families and coordinate rescue efforts, even as the president himself departed for official trips to South Africa and Angola. Simultaneously, we have reports of another brutal attack in Kwara State, where armed men stormed a church in the Iruku community. Reports indicate at least 2 people were killed and several others were abducted, further underscoring the widespread nature of the security challenges facing the country. These incidents collectively serve as a sobering reminder of the urgent need for a more coordinated and effective military strategy, especially in the Northwest and North Central regions. Political rifts, PDP's national chaos, shifting focus to politics. The opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, is currently embroiled in a dramatic, high-stakes internal crisis. The party's national secretariat in Abuja, known as Wadata Plaza, became the scene of chaos and physical confrontation yesterday as 2 rival factions clashed. One faction, led by the newly elected national chairman, Tanimu Turaki, engaged in a violent face-off with a faction loyal to the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike. The confrontations involved the deployment of security personnel and the use of tear gas, forcing politicians and journalists to scamper for safety. In a significant development that deepens the party's chasm, the Wike-backed faction has reportedly expelled several key figures, including Governor Seyi Makinde and former Deputy National Chairman, Bode George. In turn, the Turaki-led faction has called on President Donald Trump and the international community to intervene, claiming that Nigerian democracy is under siege. This plea was swiftly condemned by the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, as reckless and a call for foreign invasion. The internal warfare threatens to permanently fracture the PDP ahead of the 2027 general elections. Economic and financial updates. On the economy front, Nigerians are still struggling with the cost of living, despite a marginal, though controversial, drop in the price of petrol. Inflation and the Naira. The Consumer Price Index, CPI, which measures inflation, saw a slight rise in the last reported month, reflecting a continuing strain on household budgets. Economic analysts from the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise, CPPE, argue that while the recent dip in petrol prices is welcome, the overall cost of living remains stubbornly high due to multiple factors, including logistics costs and the continued depreciation of the Naira against the US dollar. Financial institutions are also in the news. Banks have reportedly issued a new directive, urging customers to link their bank accounts to their National Identity Number, NIN, before the 2026 deadline to avoid restrictions. This is part of a broader government effort to curb financial fraud and deepen digital governance. Arts, culture, and social headlines. Finally, in our cultural and social roundup, the return of Benin bronzes. The Ministry of Arts, Culture, and Creative Economy marked a significant cultural milestone yesterday by formally receiving 2 new Benin bronzes, a bronze relief plaque, and a commemorative head from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This marks a positive step in Nigeria's ongoing efforts to reclaim its stolen cultural heritage from institutions abroad. Social media and aviation incident. In a lighter yet highly publicized social news story, social media influencers Martins Otse, Very Darkman, and Freedom Atsapoyi, Mr. Jollof, were handed over to airport security after they engaged in a physical altercation during the boarding of a flight at the Asaba International Airport. Very Darkman has since publicly apologized, describing his actions as irresponsible. That wraps up our news broadcast for this Tuesday morning. Stay safe and informed.